of gold after my silver soul. Can you dig any deeper now? I gave you all I own, put you on this golden throne, but I'm a little stronger now. You cashed in on my promises, you know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out, 'cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now, a little stronger now.
good evening. This is Rolling Swarm, and we are back for Tours 3 and 4 World of Tanks Blitz Professionals tournament on the European server. Very exciting times indeed. We've got the music running fine in the background. Everything on the stream is good. We've started. We've got an extra 5 minutes to play with, which is nice. And I've just realized that my York Centurion's top. I don't know if I can move my camera into where it was before. Let's see. Yeah, it's actually see-through. It's orange, but it's triggering the green screen, and that that amuses me at least. So anyway, while I'm zooming my little green screen cam around the garage, welcome back. I hope that you enjoyed yesterday's games, EU server, NA server. We've had a really interesting start to the tournament, especially here on the European server. Let's just have a quick recap. Well, actually, before we do that, please, if you're here for the coins, you need to follow the instructions in the description of this video. So if you're watching this directly on my YouTube channel, you're doing it wrong. You need to be going through Wargaming's portal. The link is in the video description, and you need to make sure that you're logged in, and then you'll be earning all of those juicy professional tournament coins for unlocking goodies and whatever else they're doing these days. So please, first point of order, make sure that you get that in hand. And just a reminder, you can only earn coins for an EU account from watching the stream. The stream will not give coins to your account on any other server region. So without further ado, let us jump into the current one. So professionals tournament, we've got 7 minutes to go. We'll get an invite through in about 2 or 3 minutes. Having a look at the chart, teams have played 2 out of their 14 fixtures in the round robin stage, effectively a double league where each team plays every other team twice. Huge upset down here. We've got Raid currently 0-2. Certainly I didn't see that coming. I'm not sure if anyone else anticipated such a result. Top of the table, ready to kill First Alliance Eros, and actually, fingers crossed, the game that we're going to see first, or at least the game that I believe we're going to be seeing first this evening, is First Alliance versus Eros. So, yeah, just check. Yeah, not muted. That's good. Yeah, so we should be seeing Eros versus First Alliance, but if you've been following regularly, you're probably well aware that actually sometimes we don't get what we think we're going to get. We get other things. So I'm hoping to cover First Alliance versus Eros, and then in theory we will see First Alliance versus Extremely Happy in Tour 4. So lots of good stuff to look forward to. We'll keep an eye on this league. Also, I've been updating my little Excel spreadsheet for all the other server regions, so we can kind of have a look at that towards the end of the stream. But for the most part, we'll be focusing on the EU. Then we'll have a look at the other servers towards the end, and maybe when we're ready, waiting for some of those final results from Tour 4 to come in. So yeah, we've got some potentially... Well, let's just see if we can't quickly flick over to just to see what fixtures are playing out this evening. So this is the website. So yeah, we are hoping to see this one, Tour 3, First Alliance versus Eros. That'll be a key game, both of these guys hoping to go out of today 4-0. Obviously only one of them can do that. R2K should be hoping to make pretty easy work of Souls, but I believe Souls' Polish clan will be giving them a run for their money, no doubt. Raid 0-2. Well, Raid, today is an important day for Raid. They've got Extremely Happy and Souls. Now, arguably, Souls and Hapki are kind of lower tier teams in the Professionals League. If Raid can't get a win on the board tonight, they are in big, big trouble. So these games for Raid, it really is do or die. They need to salvage the abysmal start to the tournament. And let's just see if we haven't missed. No, we haven't missed an invite yet. Other ones to watch out for. Win also 0-2. They had 2 very tough games, though, to be fair. Now, I think they played First Alliance and R2K. And then this evening, they've got even more shenanigans to look forward to, because they're first off playing easy. This will be a decisive match for both all the matches. I'm saying they're all decisive, but this one in particular. Win 0-2, easy 1-1. Easy will be looking to push on to the top 4 early on. Win, need a morale boost, need a win. It won't be easy pickings to take one from easy, and then they're playing Eros. So notionally, Win are having 4 very tough opponents back to back straight out of the gates, and that is, well, yeah, that's that. But we're in the room now anyway, and it's looking good. We're in the right room. We're ready. We are ready, and that is good. We are seeing First Alliance versus Eros. We're just waiting for the Eros players. Okay, we've got 7-on-7. That's great. First map, Normandy. Let's see. We actually have to create a briefing for Normandy. Oh no, we've got one ready. Join briefing. Here we go. We've got 3 minutes. So there's a 5-minute delay on the stream. For those of you who don't know, and the reason why we have that is so that teams can't stream snipe each other. Basically means that if they can't see each other's lineups before the game starts, they can't see where key tanks are positioned during the game. The 5-minute delay, it's a pain in my side when it comes to communicating with you guys on the chat. I have the chat on one of the screens off here to the right, but you know, it's hard to kind of manage the stream, commentate, and chat, especially with a 5-minute delay. It's just a little bit challenging, shall we say. So we've got 2 minutes and a half to go. Lineups here, I don't think they'll be changing. Normandy, new map. The teams played Normandy actually in the finals of the qualifier. This was the map that we saw, and we've seen Eros ran a really nice game using a TD line. I think we're going to see something very similar out of these guys. Certainly, there's 3 TDs ready to rock and roll for Eros. They run with 4 actually in the qualifiers. First Alliance, well, they're still not readying up. It's looking pretty aggressive. Let's go over to Strat Sketch. 2 minutes on the clock. Talk about the map. Get our little pinger ready to go. The whole map, it's on a, I don't know how to say it. It's on a gradient, like that. Basically, the CD area is at the top, and then it's all downhill to the beach, pretty much. Key area around B for spotting, map control. Bit exposed, bit vulnerable. Can get pushed on and flanked through A, but it's a very key place to hold. Typically, you'll see an IS-4 or an E50M from either side, kind of spotting, holding the midline. TDs, lots of good places. Hard cover, soft cover for TDs to operate on either side. Heavy tanks will kind of brawl around here. Typically, if it does devolve into a brawl early on, expect it to be happening in this sort of area around C and D. What we also see a lot of are 268s, the faster TDs, sat in these bushes. They get perfect cover over A and can cover the tank which is holding the B area. So yeah, we're expecting TDs around here, maybe an IS-4 and E50M here from either side, gun lines of TDs in the back, and heavy tanks, maybe 113s, IS-4s, that kind of thing, playing the CD area, and then Batchats playing a more flexible role, reacting to where the pressure is from the enemy team. And let's just get our camera into the battle position. Something that I always end up forgetting. We've got Cyber Ghost, Unknown Rhino, Pirate Storm, Barbosa, Mud, Esh 11, Security 101, and the Tingos ESA. Also here in the chat. Fantastic stuff. If you haven't done so already, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel, and then we can say lovely things to Wargaming about, you know, doing a good job, and then maybe I'll get the chance to do more sort of commentary like this in the future. And we are going in, we're ready. Let's have a look at those lineups. First Alliance. 2 TDs, double Leopards, Mark 6, T125, 215B, very unconventional, very atypical lineup. Not least of all because there is not a single Russian heavy there in that lineup, and it is First Alliance Red Team Southspawn versus Eros Blue Team Northspawn. Eros double IS4s as a core. They've got the E3s, double E3s, a 268 Batchat E50M. First Alliance softer, but it's a very interesting. And what are these Leopards doing now? Typically you don't see tanks playing on the beach, but we're seeing Warwick and Vice pushing around deep. Are Eros ready for this? Does Romka have support? That's the 268 in the spot we were talking about. The Leopards are coming. Warwick, Leopard Wild, Camouflage getting deep. He'll be looking to harry the backlines early on. Look at this. They are coming for NG. Paying attention to the minimap. Eros with D. Oh, Weiss and Warwick are deep, and they've spotted up NG. NG effectively trades. Gets one into Vice, takes one in return. First Alliance, no caps on the board. Good hit from Nico. Warwick taking damage here as well. Shock giving chase. Oh, Warwick in trouble. He's tracked. He's down. And now Vice. It's a gun advantage with cap pressure, although Eros potentially letting D slip. Huge hit coming in there. That was Karolek putting fire in across the map. B is going. Hit points. 2k in the favor of Eros. They've got a gun advantage. It looks like they're capping off A now as well. Romka certainly in the right tank in position to do it. Vater in for support. Shock taking a more central position. No one really contesting B. I think Eros really missed a trick there. Not spotting up B. Shock maybe slightly out of position. Belial 215B loves playing in environments like this where it can kind of gentle slopes, get the chassis and the turret armor angled up perfectly. Wonderkind calling top right. They can see that there's a TD there. They know that there's a TD there, sorry. They can't see it, but they must know where the tracer fire is coming from. And First Alliance, gun down. They've closed the hit point gap a bit. They're about 200 cap points behind. They have stopped that from going any further ahead though. B and C to Eros' AD. Eros with a very defensive formation. NG has bled quite a lot of hit points. So is RG. Vater has taken a hit. And at First Alliance, we're seeing a push here. Nico. Oh, nice fire. Karolek doing a great job. RG, Nico shutting down the push from Vitalik. Vitalik takes a low AG roll. Wonderkind's coming in. Benjamin is looking to put pressure on Karolek. Karolek spotted. Vitalik looking low. That's E110, E5 having to pull back. Benjamin taking hits. Anti-skill. Ah, there goes Vitalik. Vater in the back chat with a very sneaky kill. Vater now pushing in on Benjamin. And this one is surely Eros' game to win. They've got a 2-1 HP advantage. They're wrapping up the guns very quickly indeed. Looks like, and I think Eros with that quick response to the Leopards, they were anticipating something with the Leopards on that very, very open beach flank. Romka looking to pick off Vice. He will get it. Yeah, he's done for. And it is just Veliel. And Veliel goes down to NG. And it is a very convincing win. It looks like First Alliance only got about 6k damage on the board. Took out one gun. The Leopard, it was a bold, it was a gutsy call. It was a very gutsy call indeed. And Eros, the 215B, I believe it, well, not the 215B, the 268 NG, just gun pointed straight at where the Leopards appeared, got a good hit into Vice. The Leopards had to get out of dodge very quickly. Really nice rotation by Eros' E50M, and so kind of tanks supporting that flank. They made a really good job. The IS-4 as well, getting some cross shots in, tracking the Leopard 1 wild on the beach in the open, no armor. He was a goner. And that really handed the momentum over to Eros in that one. I got Afro Panda, K-Easy, King Ghidorah, Manu 246, Specky. It's just Cammy. Hey Cammy, the Shell Magnet as well. Lencop, no coins. Follow the description. The instructions are in the video description. They are the instructions given to me by Wargaming. There's only so much I can do for you. I can I can show you the way, but I can't make you do it. I can only encourage you. Please read the video description. If you're having any difficulties, ask the moderators on chat for assistance, and they will be able to guide you. If you're not able to access the chat, you're probably already on the portal, I think. I don't really understand. I've never actually watched streams for coins myself, so I am probably the worst person. I should really look into it a bit more to understand that better. We're going back in, swapping spawns. Normandy supremacy. Eros leading First Alliance 1-0. Pretty convincing win by Eros. Everyone with their pro avatars. The please tunnel me in randoms badge, as it is affectionately known by me. And let's actually follow the bat chat. First Alliance, red team, no spawn. They've dropped the ambitious double leopards. They've got a bat chat Posh. Again with the American, the E5, E3. It's a pretty standard lineup. Karalek putting out the good word for the channel. Similar lineups actually here. The only difference really is that there's well, it's basically Eros have taken pretty much identical lineups, and they've got A and C already. I think it is exactly the same lineup. Maybe a quick, maybe Nico in the WZ113 is a slight change. I can't quite recall. First Alliance have got D, but they are rotating off D, and Eros Romka could be in a lot of trouble here because First Alliance are coming. Lots of angry red tanks and Vice. IS War, Diamond League Camouflage is leading the charge. Romka is about to get caught out. Vice, is he going to push through onto Romka? I think we've got a lot of tanks here. Shock spotted. Vater needs to come in for support. Crossfire. Warwick spotted on the beach, getting some angles in on Shock. First Alliance resetting the balance of the caps. Cap Leap will be moving in their favor soon. Nico has taken a huge hit. He's pushed in far too aggressively. He's putting pressure now on D, but Wonderkind is about to light him up once more. That's a good bounce. Nico playing well, resetting D, takes another hit, gets one back into Vitalik. Wonderkind will be looking to get a huge hit into Nico, 706, but Wonderkind is feeling a lot of damage here. Vater's looking for the shot, doesn't have it. Hit points neck and neck. Eros returning cap lead to their favor. We've got one very low hit point tank on the side of Eros, and Wonderkind is down. He was the low hit point tank, one gun down as well. Nico and Wonderkind down, and we're seeing another brawl happening here. RG shuts down Vice. Romka in trouble, outgunned, out-angled. He's gonna get more bounces. Royal Blood Mercy takes another one. Anti-skill. RG needs to get stuck into anti-skill. How is Romka holding on? He is. Is he gonna shut down Royal Blood? He's looking for the kill shot. He takes it. Oh, it's Shock. Shock saves Romka's bacon. RG brawling anti-skill. NG takes down Benjamin. Warwick takes down NG. Eros winning the beach. It's looking pretty matched. Well, Vitalik just killed Karalek. Anti-skill has taken down Romka. It's 3-on-3. It is much closer than it would feel like. Vater potentially in trouble. Shock taking down anti-skill. Vater tracked. Warwick with two in the chamber. Vater's living on a knife edge here. Vitalik's getting a reset on D. Vater! Warwick's on the long reload. Vitalik. Vitalik with the kill. It's now 2-on-2. Eros leading on cap points, but not for much longer if it stays as is. If the cap pressure stays like this, and with the Batchat 25T, First Alliance have the advantage in terms of mobility, the E50M and E3 will get kind of out-hustled by the E5 Batchat 25T combo. Nice to see First Alliance in orange. And oh well, Shock's kind of broken tradition here. I was hoping Eros would be all in blue, but you know, it's still 1-2. First Alliance will probably overtake Eros at around the just before the 900 cap mark, I think. RG getting, and look at this, the positioning's great. Vitalik is very low. RG is also low. Shock is going to have to push into Vitalik. Warwick's getting some good crossfire in. Shock, he's hustling. Oh, bounces, doesn't connect, uses adrenaline. Where is RG? RG is there! And now Shock can come in. Shock's in. And now he needs to do a very good job of bouncing a lot of Batchat 25T shells, which he doesn't quite manage. And now RG. Oh, a turretless slow TD. T110E3 versus a very mobile Warwick. This is tense. Warwick, and now First Alliance cap points have just flicked over in their favor. Warwick going to A. It's a smart move. First Alliance keeping the cap pressure. RG, the only thing he can do is go for D. He needed to go for D. I don't think this is the right call. Eros are behind on cap points. I don't think this is the right call at all. RG looking for the kill. He's got to get it. He doesn't take it. Warwick's giving him the slip. Warwick knows where RG is. Surely Warwick won't be so stupid as to be on the receiving end of that gun. RG's coming in. Warwick with the kill shot. RG just losing out there. First Alliance clearing up on Normandy round 2. Going 1 for 1. Looking evenly matched. And that was, I think, Eros just a little bit over-eager to shut it down there. Certainly, Warwick in the Batchat played an absolutely phenomenal game. Shock in the E50M. Probably engaged the T110E5 a little bit hastily in the late phases. But there was some really good trading going on from both teams. Some nice kind of push and pull on the cap pressure dynamic. So that was good. I enjoyed both of those battles very much. I don't know about you. Let's see. We're going to Oasis Palms. Okay. Do I have an Oasis Palms briefing ready? I do. Huh, look at that. Okay, Oasis Palms. We've got a minute. Let's jump over to Strat Sketch. Desert map. Pretty old map. It's been reworked 2 years ago. You've got your medium cap C, this kind of important corner area, which is very crucial for flanks and pushes in randoms at least. Typically what you'll see is teams either looking to control the desert and deny B, or fighting in through the city, controlling A and kind of getting a pincer in on this part of the map. Certainly B is possible to cap. There's some nice cover here, but once you're in B, it's very difficult to get out of B if there's crossfire coming in from the desert. Certainly it's very tough for the desert to try and get both C and B. What you will see though is teams that go to the desert will typically put tanks, maybe IS-4s on this ramp, proxy spotting and engaging. Nice position from mouse tanks here in the city, and also the ditch. We saw a lot of it in the qualifiers, teams playing very aggressively through the ditch. If you catch your opponent off guard, it can be a very, very effective move. And we're seeing First Alliance with a nice mix of tanks. They're bringing the T-22 medium again, which is a nice asset to have in the team if you have it. Eros, double M48 pattern, triple IS4s, grill. It's a good mix. The M48 can brawl in the city, but it's very well suited to the undulating terrain of the dunes around sea. First Alliance, the WE50Ms, similar, a little bit more leaning towards the city play, but certainly it seems that First Alliance, and this is a T22 uncatchable, very low slung, very angry looking tank, making its way to the corner area. Looks like both teams are playing C and the central B city area. The question is, who's got the better mediums? The M48 is about to bite damage. NG double tapped, anti-skill and Warwick pushing in the advantage. NG down by about 1200 HP, not even 30 seconds off the clock. NG in shock, being absolutely out-traded. Very nice position by Veliel. The mediums for First Alliance are playing aggressively. Eros don't really have support. Anti-skill with the kill on NG. And we're seeing the IS4, IS7 coming in a bit too late. They're peeling off this flank, as is Veta. That's leaving Romker in isolation. He's got Vice and Wonderkind pushing in on him. Vitalik and Benjamin working their way in through the mid. RG in the grills looking low. Oh my. Anti-skill getting stuck into shock. He's looking pretty low. Veta's going to come barreling in over the top. Gets one in, goes down. Hit points in the favor of First Alliance, though, as is the gun. RG's down, but there's a lot of low hit point tanks on the field for First Alliance, and they've just taken down Veliel. Warwick is looking low. He needs to get out of dodge. Shock does down to Vitalik, and over here we've got that heavy brawl happening. Wonderkind, Nico are down. Romka outgunned by Vice and Benjamin. Warwick low. No one's been controlling cap pressure. It's 3-on-4. Vitalik getting crossfire in. Romka, Warwick goes down. Now it's 3-on-3. First Alliance with a 2k HP lead. A lot of that is buried in Benjamin, the mouse tank, and he can engage Romka with impunity. Blocking Romka. It doesn't really matter. He'll win that brawl. Vice can now focus on Karolek and Veta. Vitalik has to pull back. And looks like First Alliance are controlling this one. Cap points, however, are neck and neck. No one's got caps. Equal guns off the table. Romka having to play the game of his life. Bounces one shot, but takes one. Benjamin will be coming in with a little bit of ram damage, potentially. 60. That's nothing to sniff about. Romka gets a bounce. Romka having to brawl. Very clever here. Veta's taken down Vitalik. Eros are closing this one, but they're about to lose Romka. They're not. Benjamin in trouble. Vice. Oh, Benjamin has really slipped up here. He needs to finish off Romka. He doesn't. Romka is MVP extraordinaire, as far as I'm concerned. Benjamin's having to split his focus between Karolek and Veta. He bounces again. Oh no. And there we go, Veta in the IS4 skill, and Eros have come from like a 2k HP deficiency, being a gun down. And Veta can push into Vice, bounces, double bounce, Karolek's going to come in, gets a hit. Romka's still pretty low, he needs to stay safe. Veta and Karolek, both more than a one-shot, can push on Vice. Vice is playing very well though, and he's turned Karolek into a one-shot. Now Karolek has to be careful. Veta's turn to play bully. Vice doesn't quite connect. Veta should be able to land this shot. He does. Romka's getting B, ticking over just in case. 3 minutes of playtime to go. You never know what can happen. Karolek connects. Vice goes into Veta. Veta's still playing with a nice, respectable hit point pool. Bounces. Vice is down to a one-shot. Well, slightly more. Veta working those awkward angles of the IS4. Karolek comes in. That was heat. And Veta to finish Vice. And Eros. I have no idea how they managed that one. That is, for me, the fact that the mouse, Benjamin, couldn't shut down Romka. I mean, Romka and Karolek, huge damage numbers. And if we have a look here at Benjamin, okay, he's got 2k on the board. I mean, 10 hits, 3 bounces, some of them going into tracks. Romke, I mean, 12 hits and still on the field, really made his tank go the distance in that game. First Alliance with a very effective push early on through C. I think they struggled to keep the momentum, and that city brawl with the heavies, they absolutely fluffed that. That was just poor gameplay rather than poor strategy. Or rather, not poor gameplay, they were outplayed. Certainly, I wouldn't want to meet any of these guys on the red team in randoms. So don't get me wrong. These guys are very good players. When I say poor gameplay, it's relative to the notion that they are in the professionals tournament. And First Alliance, always happy to have them on the greens, but they really slipped up there. They really did. So 30 seconds to go. Going into Oasis Palms, it's match point to Eros now at this point. Best of 5. First team to 3 victories wins it. That is exciting. So let's see how we go. 10 seconds. Eros. Similar lineup. Dropping 1 M48 for a new 50M. First Alliance foregoing the 50Ms. They brought a Batchat onto the field. This will give them really good spotting options. Certainly they're the only team with a light tank on the field. First Alliance, red team, south spawn. Eros, blue team, north spawn. And Antiskill back in the T22 uncatchable. I don't know, is it a slightly broken tank in Clan Wars? Is it overpowered? Does it provide a benefit to teams that can have it and use it versus those who don't? Certainly it seems to be a nice unique mix, and WoT going in early, getting some spots, will try and get shots across, doesn't connect. NG and Shock both miss. Eros pushing deeper in C. First Alliance, well, First Alliance hammering, and Benjamin, he's in the IS-4, he's stepped out of the mouse. Benjamin and Wonderkind playing tentatively on A. There's no one really there. There's RG in the backfield. WoT potentially in trouble. Nico's giving chase. Vice. Can Vice cover? He can. Not able to, though. But he is firing from a position where he can't get spotted. He's not able to reset C. WoT does. Takes a hit for his troubles. But it looks like the tanks that Eros have stacked in C. Eros able to get the... Vice takes a hit. So does NG. Vice really not connecting at range there in the 140. Difficult pen. Dodges a shot. Vitalik in the E3 now, laying down covering fire. WoT potentially using this ravine ditch area. He spotted up Romke. Eros with a 5-point cap lead. A fraction. And Romke gets a good hit into WoT. WoT potentially in trouble. I don't think anyone can push on him. Vitalik gets a nice HE connection on Karolek. He's in a very safe, secure position. Royal Blood Mercy coming into the city, looking to get some shots in and across. Interesting route being taken because it's cost him a lot of HP. First Alliance are leading hit points here at the moment, and that is, and they're rotating through. They're trying to protect WoT. But I don't think that they've appreciated how many guns Eros have stacked into the city, because look at the hit points falling off the red team. Eros playing well. NG getting tunneled. NG getting out of dodge. We're seeing Beta and Karolek coming in. The IS-4s shoring up the team. And there's a very healthy Nico shooting the desert, fluffing the shot. Eros with a 3.5k cap lead, hit point lead. They can push. There are so many one-shot tanks here. They're trading effectively, but they've lost NG. They've lost the first gun. They're still leading by about 3,000 hit points. They need to start shutting down these one-shots. There's 3 one-shots here pretty much, or 2. Ronka gets in. Oh, Eros potentially letting slip here. Vice about to take down Shock potentially. Vice will get off Shock. Takes a hit though. Eros 4 on 6. Their guns going down. RG in the grill, getting outbrawled by Warwick. I think Eros didn't push in when they had the opportunity. Nico's very low. He'll go down to Royal Blood Mercy. Oh, it's a low roll. Veta. It's now 4 on 4. We're back here in a meat grinder. RG getting bullied by 2 very fast tanks. Vitalik across the map. The E3 shuts down the grill. Now it's 3 rather unhealthy and surrounded heavy tanks for Eros. Beta to take down anti-skill. Gets it! But Warwick in the back chat. And he's coming in. He's got 2 in the chamber. And I think First Alliance they've turned the tables. They've clawed this one back from a huge hit point deficit. Romka's got 900 hit points. Can he carry the team again? He's flushed out Vitalik. Warwick dodges the shot. Now Vice and Warwick and the cap points firmly in the favor of First Alliance. Warwick will cap off C. Vice will play secure. Romka's got 600 hit points, but he doesn't have the speed to catch these guys. Certainly, both of them are generous. Well, Warwick is a generous one-shot. Vice and Warwick. Warwick? Vice? The 140 batch at 25T. Some of the best late game closing tanks. They've got A and C. Romka, he won't catch them. He won't be able to reset the caps in time. Look at this. Warwick off in one direction. Vice off in the other. They've given him the slip. Romka into C, but it's not enough. Cap points ticking over in the favor of First Alliance. Eros really again exactly the same. First Alliance had a good early push on the Sea Desert in the first game, and then squandered their huge hit point lead, and then Eros did exactly the same thing. It makes no sense. Makes no sense. So Eros really missing a trick. There were so many low hit point tanks. They should have just barreled in and got stuck into a brawl earlier, and not doing that gave First Alliance the wiggle room that they needed. Vitalik in the E3 doing a really good job from that backline firing position and controlling that part of the map for First Alliance. Tiebreaker map this evening. 2 and 2. First Alliance and Eros proving to be evenly matched. It's going to be Rockfield. We have to create a new briefing. There's Rockfield. That's Supremacy. $50 seconds. Jumping on a strat sketch. Now, I'm intrigued because I have never, or I've very rarely seen this map played in competitive gameplay. In randoms, typically your options are this kind of very isolated C cap. Certainly everything on this side is kind of cut off from the rest of the map. You can get some nice brawls happening around C. Good TD positions on either side to lay down blistering covering fire to this middle area. The AB area, A is nice and elevated. Good kind of crossfire over A. Nice positions to control this part of the map. B is exposed. If you can cap it early though, it can be an easy one to keep. But this is obviously Clan Wars. We're kind of, or at least I am, basing that description a little bit off how I feel about randoms. I don't know. I really don't know what to expect from this one. I actually have no idea. I don't know what they're going to do, but I am very excited to find out. And it's great to see Wargaming rotating in some new maps to keep everything nice and varied. And looking at the lineups, First Alliance Red Team, no spawn. Bearing in mind we won't get a spawn swap. This is the tiebreaker. Double 50Bs, triple E50M, anti-skill in the T22 uncatchable, Vice in the IS4 once more, Eros, IS4s, 268s, E3, Batchat, E50M. The 50Bs are dangerous. We know First Alliance versus Win on Middleburg, first games, Tour 1. We know they can use these tanks very effectively. This like a heavy clipping wolf pack but they're fragile. They hit hard, and then they get hit back hard as well. They're tricky to use. Vice has been spotted. He gets a shot, the first bit of damage into Veta. Veta not able to return fire. Now he knows he won't stick around to take any more shots. First Alliance will be getting A. Royal Blood Mercy in the 50B, capping A. Eros returning the favor. Eros for C, First Alliance for A. First Alliance will have the cap pressure lead and a slight hit point lead going into the second minute of the game. 5 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock. Veta and RG isolated, potentially at risk of getting flushed out. Nico comes into support. Are there other guns? NG in the 268 for cover fire. Shock, Karalek, Romka. Nice gun line behind them. Vice also potentially isolated here. He takes a big hit from RG. First Alliance flexing deep. Vice pulling back to the B area. He doesn't have support, but he doesn't really need it. First Alliance are teeing up for something special. Shock could bear the brunt of this. He needs to get a good spot in. Wonderkind's been spotted. Eros must be aware. They've seen the 50B crossing to C. Is Shock responding? He is understanding. Eros understand. Potentially this is their time to push. Vice now in trouble. First Alliance coming in. Vice going down. Surely any minute now. Can he hold on? He can't. He goes down. It's a gun advantage to Eros. And now NG, RG, Romka protecting the flank. Good hit from RG into Benjamin. NG looking to get a hit into Warwick. Misses. Oh, that was crucial. And First Alliance are falling on Eros. Royal Blood Mercy getting pushed on by Shock. He's on a drum reload. Eros leading by about 3k hit points now. It's looking good for Eros. They responded to the push well. Wonderkind going down to Nico. No, just getting round. It's Karalek. Vitalik now in trouble. Eros 7 on 4. 3-1 HP advantage. Shock brawling Royal Blood Mercy. Royal Blood Mercy on the drum reload. Shock's got that one in the bag. Over here, last man standing is going to be Benjamin. All 7 guns for Eros on the field. And Eros come out on the tiebreaker on top. I mean, that was a pretty busy minute there for both teams. Really nice situational awareness from Eros. Yes. Let us see. So, and RG, I'm always, as someone who struggles to play turretless TDs, I'm always skeptical when I see TDs in certain lineups, but God knows that these guys can make them work. Really good damage numbers, particularly for RG and Shock. Across the board for Eros. A couple of players are really struggling. First Alliance, looks like they weren't able to synergize that push, and I think the vital moment was Wonderkind. If he hadn't been spotted, I think that push would have, that coming in around the back might have worked. But as Wonderkind, Wonderkind was spotted. Wonderkind was sort of spotted around here, moving this way. And we had Nico in E50M. He was like, yeah, I know what's coming. They're rotating a heavy clipper through the spawn. Nico came back really quickly. The rest of Eros pushed into Vice, got them a gun advantage early on, and they knew, okay, First Alliance must be they're either coming this way or this way. And one of the 50Bs came this way. Nico then pulled off to engage him, and then the rest of the teams brawled it out here. But Eros started with a good positional advantage. They were defending and aware, and they had the TDs, high alpha, pointing in the right direction. And that was very good situational awareness from Eros. For me, that just seeing that 150B moving in a place where it shouldn't have been moving gave them enough information to respond. So now we've got to wait, I think, 5 more minutes for the invite to come through. Let's go to our settings. Let's turn off invites to training rooms. There we go. Fantastic stuff. Missions are on the board. Oh, there we go. Lovely jubbly. No, let's leave it there. Fuck it. So, missions are on the board. I've been invited to the chill room. I will pass on that. We've got a friend request from Tome_1. We'll accept that. Hi, buddy. Okay, so that's pretty good. Let's see what is happening. Well, R2K have come up top in theirs. Eros have come up top in theirs. Raid have finally put a score on the board. Easy beating Win. That is... So R2K and Eros leading the pack. Easy and First Alliance coming in second. Raid and Souls in third. Hapki and Win in fourth. So that's the end of the third tour. Let's just see if the results haven't loaded up for us to be able to look at it a little bit clearer. Ah, there we go. That's what we're talking about. So, these are the scores. Easy beating Win 3-0. That's not good news for Win, but it bodes very well for Easy. Souls managing to put a point against R2K. I mean, and Hapki managing to get one on Raid. Raid getting desperately. I mean, they really needed this win, so they're going to be very, very happy indeed for that. Eros. I mean, this is probably the toughest matchup out of all of these four, and Eros just clinching it. On the tiebreaker on Rockfield. So the next 3 minutes till the invite comes out. Yeah, we've got 3 minutes. We've got 3 minutes. So it's looking pretty good at the moment. Chart wise. Let's see what matches are coming up next. Okay. Win, having just lost 3-0 to Easy, have current table leaders Eros as their fourth fixture, Tour 4. Easy, currently 2-1, have got a very tough match versus Ready to Kill R2K. Hapki, a tough match versus First Alliance. Souls, well, Souls beat Hapki. Hapki just lost to Raid. If Raid can get themselves back up to 2-2 at the end of day 2, at the end of Tour 4, that will be kind of panic. Not quite over, but certainly turned down a few shades of alarm. Definitely where they're going 0-2 in day 1 was a tremendous upset, shall we say, for Raid, current defending world champions, Twister 2018 Cup winners at the Offlines in Minsk. So we've got to see what's happening next. Let's go back to the has this updated? It has not. Eros has got 3. There we go, that's the update. I think everything else is pretty much accurate. So we're just... Oh, what's this? Oh, I can buy stuff now. I'll pass. Thank you for the offer. I've got stuff in my storage. What's that? Let's see. Can't use these anymore because the camos have gone from the garage. That's good. That's great. So, we're just waiting. We've got the invite is there. That's why I was thinking I wanted to do a replay, but we didn't have time. We are seeing Eros versus Win, who is next. Two teams that are very close to my heart. So, I'll be cheering for both of them. I'm always neutral, or try and be neutral. As much as can be. Now we're going to Canal. Canal is a classic map. Absolute classic. Twister 2016. I think the finals were played out there back when we were in the Russian medium meta, playing in counter battles as well. We've got 4 minutes to go. We've made sure that we're ready. We have to create a briefing for Canal. Supremacy mode on. Okay. Okay, let's go over to Strat Sketch. Ta-da! Okay, Canal. Interesting map. It is one of the few 4-cap maps that we have available for Tier 10 Clan Wars. The others, of course, being Faust, Himmelsdorf, and Normandy? I feel like there's only those 4, but I'm not sure. So correct me in chat, but I think it's limited. There are less 4-cap maps than there are 3-cap maps. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. So typically, now I don't know what's happened over the last couple of months. The meta has, for Supremacy mode, has always typically been looking, if you're in the North spawn, you're looking to get an early cap on B whilst denying C, vice versa from the South spawn. And then it really depends on the kind of tank compositions that you've got relative to your opponent. Typically, faster, you can get D. D and C pair well nice together. You can hold C, you can get tanks on these like ramp areas here. As long as you flush out this kind of spawn, as long as you kind of control this part of the map, you can defend C quite well. Similarly, teams really like A and B paired together. A, you can cover B, but B is a bit trickier. You'll see kind of tanks on this ramp here. You'll also need tanks here, so there's a bit more of a split in the forces. And this area down here, the Valley of Death, there's quite high terrain resistance numbers, but certainly up here in the top A1 grid cell, really nice position for grills, 268s, TDs to base themselves on. And I think it's either here or here. I think Raid were the first team that I saw do it, using a leopard as a kind of sniper to spot targets early on and to kind of engage effectively as well. So that's what we have seen. And typically it'll become whoever gets the cap lead will fall back into a very defensive formation and force the opponent to come to them. And then the opponent either has to take out a gun or get a cap stop. But actually, the cap stop it's being refined. We're seeing teams are much better at kind of timing and executing the push. Say, for example, if you've got C and D, you're behind on cap points, defending C with a few tanks, and then just stopping B for a couple of seconds, letting your cap points overtake your opponents, and winning the game. So maybe the meta's changing because people will be adapting to the success and performance of other teams. You know, we're kind of learning. We're learning how to counter common themes and approaches on these kind of maps. So looking now at the lineups, Win they like fast and mobile lineups. They like 50Bs. They like bat chats. Canal is a great map for those kind of tanks. There's lots of long firing lanes. There's lots of kind of scope for sneaky shenanigans, rotating tanks through the backfield, making pushes from unexpected flanks. Eros will probably play their cards a little bit tighter to their chest. We can see that NG's in the 268, and from what it looks like, Eros will be starting off in the south spawn. Win will be starting off in the north spawn. So I would be pretty confident in seeing NG going somewhere around D. Eros trying to make a play with the W50M lineup to secure D and C, and then harry the B area like we were discussing earlier. But of course, no plans to voice contact with the enemy every time. I don't know. Someone important said it somewhere, somewhen. Everyone in the pro avatar, the please tunnel me in randoms badge. It's so shiny. Look at it. So shiny. Looks a bit like a honeycomb, you know, that kind of the hexagon shape, and the gold color. So, win red team North Spawn. Looks like they're going to send Oliver and TST Jasker and Elmery in the 113 up towards A. Triple T and Torpedo. IS4 is going into B. Romker and Karalek for Eros into C. Veta taking a very aggressive route through the canal into D. Eros will have the cap lead, and they will do that classic defensive position that we were talking about on Strat Sketch. And win. There we go. A and B for win. C and D for Eros. Textbook. Everything textbook so far. Romker under C. Karalek drifting. Now Karalek will either stay on this ramp or might move over to here to B to proxy spot. We've got the E50Ms and the bat chat operating in the back. Last, the 113 here as well. NG setting up shop around D like we anticipated. And now win. Certainly they've got the tanks to make a flank push. They're behind by maybe 18, 16 cap points. So that would require a pretty decent stop on C, actually. I think the cap points here each give, I think it's 3. The actual caps themselves give 3 cap points per time interval. Believe it's every kind of like 3 or 4 seconds or so. Just looking at how fast they're ticking over. So we're 5 minutes to play, 2 minutes in. The cap clocks just past 500. Win now. Triple T, win, need to be planning, and obviously the longer they leave it, the closer Eros get to the win. But of course, if win push in too early onto if they try and execute a cap stop too soon, they'll bleed HP, and that will give Eros enough time to kind of recuperate the cap advantage. So there's a real fine balancing act here between timing the move on Canal. Do it too early, you get countered, and typically pushing into C is going to cost them dearly. They're going to get shot from so many different angles. C is defensible by at least 5 tanks. NG, Last, Karalek, Romka, and Nico can all defend C. Veta can defend the approaches. Shock can push in pretty quickly, come up this ramp and come in from the side. Going into C will be a costly endeavor. Do it too soon, it won't work. Eros will swing it back in their favor. Do it too late, and you'll miss the time window, and the blue cap clock will tick over in Eros' favor. So win, they're balancing on a knife edge. Now Eros have 2 options. Certainly being the defender doesn't mean that the only thing you can do is wait for the inevitable push. You can take the fight to the enemy, and maybe what we will see is that potentially Veta will be looking to move into B and, well, win. 3 minutes to go, 160 cap points to play. Triple T is going to bear the brunt of it. He's pushed forwards. Elmery and Lazari taking hits. Elmery gets stuck on the building. It's a bounce on Lazari from Nico. People taking fire here. The pressure is on. That's the push on C. Triple T torpedo into C. It's a good move, but it might be too early. It might be far too early. We'll have to see. Elmery and Lazari looking to get crossfire in. Rambo tangling with Veta in the backfield. That's a good move. That keeps B free. Win have done it. They've got the cap lead, but they're about to lose Triple T. This is the too early that we're talking about. It's going to be Romka with the kill shot. He's lining up. He's looking for Triple T. He's going to get it. He gets it. Eros with the win. And it was textbook Canal's gameplay. And WoT had it almost. We're talking seconds too soon. Whew. All the friend requests. So many friend requests. And you can see here damage numbers. It was all equal, but Eros with the early cap lead, that gave them the edge. That gave them the eventuality that they needed. The forced WoT's hand win with a team that had to make the very tough decision about when to push, how to do it. And I mean, good focus fire by Eros. They didn't have a lot of time actually to get Triple T off the board. And you can see Romka, he just completely stopped caring about incoming fire. He was lining up his gun for Triple T and landed that kill shot. Absolutely vital move there. 1 minute to go. We're swapping the spawns. Are we going to see Eros playing A, B, WoT playing C, D now? Typically, that's the formation. C and D are more of a southern spawn cap combo. A and B more lending themselves to the north. However, WoT, they like their aggressive, fast lineups. They could still potentially pushing from the south spawn. They might contest A, and that might throw Eros off their game. Eros actually as well like the kind of the southern D area. They might say, you know what, we don't want to worry about A. Let's keep our tanks in that cluster. Let's play a similar game to last time, but just from the different spawn, and see how it pans out. I'm not sure. Typically, I think we might see a lot of action between C and B here. Both teams will be hyper focused on that early cap stop. So I think that's going to be where the action is in the first 30 seconds. And lineup wise, WoT. Very fast, very similar lineup. Very similar lineup indeed, but they've dropped the 50 Bs. 50 Bs. WoT with a bit more armor this time round. Eros bringing a 48 pattern. They've got much more mediums. And Eros, that's what we said. Eros like the D area. They've got W50Ms, pattern STB. They can play D. They've also tagged out the 26. Well, they tagged out the TD, the 268 for a grill. And that grill, that's NG, former Legion top team player. He'll be working this. Look at this beautiful position here. And WoT with the early cap lead. NG not quite connecting. Elmarie does a great job of getting C. Eros have got D. Tumas taking fire. So is Elmarie. And it is Eros now. Or TST Jaska, Oliver, Torpedo Killer, Lazarai. Nice defensive formation. Triple T needs to be careful he doesn't bleed too many hit points. There's nice angles being worked there. TST Jaska can't play too ambitiously. Eros trading effectively, carving out a little HP lead. They're putting damage on a couple of tanks now. Romka living fast and dangerously. Win with the bat chat. Rambo, he went through A. If Eros were hyper alert, they would have been aware of that. Win with a nice defensive formation here. Lazarai is slightly out of position though. I don't think he can really play this spot in tournaments. He will get punished. Shock will be looking to get a hit. Shock bounces. Elmarie is taking fire on the crossing. Oh, I think Elmarie should have stayed where is. Elmarie will take another hit. NG will be looking for the kill shot on Elmarie. Oh, fluffs it. That bit of ground. Elmarie in trouble. NG spotted by Rambo. Doesn't spot Rambo in return. Rambo's coming in. Rambo's got A. The cap pressure is really in the favor of WoT, but the hit points are definitely Eros's to command. And Lance is AFK, getting some nice crossfire angles in here. Triple T will have to come in to push him off. Rambo and Triple T pushing into last. There's a lot of very low hit point tanks here for WoT. I think Eros, if they can keep up this war of attrition, just winning on hit point trade. Triple T goes down to RG in the STB1. although he's looking very low. Rambo from North has got 3 in the chamber. Last is in trouble. Rambo is going to get ram killed! Oh no! RG denying the ram kill. That is not kind. But Nico and Vater pushing in aggressively. TST Jasker in trouble. It's 7 on 1. Eros controlling the hit point game. Win trying to execute it through the cap points, but getting too many tanks, too committed on D. That really, I don't think Win anticipated how many tanks Eros were going to stack into D. They might have been able to see it by looking at the lineup, but as soon as Win had 2 or 3 tanks there, they had to protect those tanks. The tanks couldn't fall back. There was NG with the grill getting cross shots across, so those tanks were committed to D. They couldn't fall back. They needed support. That meant Win had to put more tanks there. They got stuck in a position that they couldn't really operate well from and defend effectively. Eros, slow war of attrition, and it tells in the damage done here. Eros just very patiently chipping away at the hit point pool of Win. Very nice, not basic gameplay, but just, you know, the core elements of the game done well. Now we're going into Naval Frontier. Do we have a Naval Frontier one? We do not. Let's make Naval Frontier. Let's make it happen. That's Naval Frontier. That's Supremacy. Okay, we've got 40 seconds. Naval Frontier, for those of you who don't know. Okay, we are ready. We won't miss it. You've got the sea cap kind of in the middle, this elevated area here. Important to control. You might see E5s playing out of here. Tanks sniping from this window, as in randoms. A is a quick cap. Typically, you can get A and defend B. It's another map where cap pressure is key, and early caps and cap control are certainly very important on this map. Looking at the lineups, Eros with a mouse, I have no idea where that is going. Probably somewhere into the backfield behind A, I would suspect. Triple IS4 core for Eros. Eros blue team, north spawn, Win red team, south spawn. Rambo from north in the batch at 25T. This is going to be a tough one. Looks like Eros are sending Chocolade in the Object 140 up towards C. Win are committing more to C. Rambo, nice spotting position. He hasn't overcommitted. He's in a nice defensive post. Lazarai in this nice little spot. Good kind of spotting options out towards AB. Both teams playing very passively, he says, as Lazarai barrels into B. It's a risky cap move. Karelek potentially. Karelek can't spot Lazarai. Is spotted in return. AB on the go. It's Rambo from north into A. Romka potentially to come up. No, Romka takes a huge flogging. TST Jasker protecting Lazarai. It'll be 2 caps for Win. Eros managing to get C uncontested. We've got 3 Win tanks here. This is very interesting. Win not playing aggressively on C. Maybe they're biding their time, but Win are trading very effectively. They haven't taken any damage so far. They've put a nice hit point lead on the board. They're getting some good... Oh no, Rambo from north on the escape. Took a hit from Karelek. Dodges one from Romka. Romka now into A. Eros regaining cap control. I'm wondering, and look at this. This is pretty key. RG is... Now, I wonder, did we miss a boost here? I think we did. I think we missed a boost. You'll have to look at the mini-map in replay. But it looks like... Well, he's still on the map, but he's in a wonderful firing position. We're seeing Eros bleeding hit points, but they've recovered the hit point lead quite nicely over WoT. Veta will be going down. Elmery fluffs the shot. Triple T looking for the kill, gets it. Veta goes down. Rambo's still looking pretty low. Lazarai, Triple T and Torpedo pushing into Karalek. Elmery takes a huge hit. RG is spotted up on the hill. That is a lovely position. And now WoT, they've got Karalek, the E3. He'll be tough to dig out. Grills, well, RG is chipping away from the grill in the backfield. Shock is going to get the B cap. And at the same time, Nico and Romka resetting C. NG coming in. Shot goes down. It's at 2. Well, it's close. Eros still with a nice definitive hit point lead. They are 2 guns down. They've lost that definitive hit point lead. Rambo from North is living dangerously. And RG, the hand of God from above, smiting him out of existence. Cap points. Oh, Oliver's head on a swivel. The E50M into A. That'll keep the cap points in the favor of WoT. It's now a 5-on-4 situation. Elmery rotating round. He'll look to put pressure on C. Nico's coming in looking for Lazarai. Lazarai in a tricky position. And we're going to see a nice brawl situation. RG is moving off the hill. He's coming in. Elmery is looking for C. I think WoT are going to be hoping that they can do this on cap points. Big hit from RG into Triple T. Nico to finish off Triple T. Elmery really not... it looks like he's wasting time. Torpedo looking for NG. Lazarai hanging in there. Oliver playing well. WoT. Take it. Countering Eros' super sneaky grill on a hill stratagem. And that is very well played by WoT. And a good start to their comeback career this evening. All of the friend requests. We love them all. Oh, nom 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 nom. RG not doing as much damage as I would have anticipated. WoT much more present. Lazarai, TST, Jasker really pulling their weight there. Elmery a little bit loose in the backfield, but understandable given his low HP situation and not wanting to hand another edge to Eros to use against the WoT team. We're going back onto Naval Frontier. WoT trailing Eros 1-2. Match point to Eros. Will be best of 5. First team to 3 victories takes it. WoT need to win this one and the tiebreaker to take home their first point so far in the league. The professionals tournament is a double round robin. At the end of tonight, they will have played 4 out of 14 games, and if they're 0-4 at the end of that, that will be a very, very tricky situation for them to come back out of. So, I didn't see the boost. That is my own damn fault. But RG was up. I mean, I think he was somewhere along this ridgeline. An exquisite field of fire at his command. And he was certainly the top damage dealer for Eros. Had to come in the last minute to kind of get stuck into the brawl on B. But WoT, they had the 50B, the E50M, sorry, controlling A. They had Elmery, another low HP 50M here for pressure on C. The IS-4, so WoT did a really good job of holding on as long as they did in B. And they swung it back. They swung the hit point disadvantage back in their favor. And part of that success, I think, was getting a good gun advantage early on. Very, very key for WoT to kind of reduce the effective DPM of Eros. And now we're going to see a more... It's not a typical lineup for most teams, but for WoT, this is not an ordinary combination. Double 50Bs, Batchat, W50Ms, double IS-4. It's punchy, but again, fragile across the table. They're going to be meeting a quite solid Eros lineup. Double IS-4's double 113 core with an E3. RG back in the E3. He's proven he knows how to use that tank. Shock in the E50M. Vader in the Batchat 25T. Eros, blue team, south spawn. WoT, red team, north spawn. Match point to Eros. Lots of pressure on Win. They've proven that they can beat Eros, though. They have what it takes. No shots really going through there. Lots of tanks spotted on the board. Romka making a move for C, Triple T. His opposite number. Rambo playing loose in the backfield. Rambo and Veta, the Batchats, maybe tangling again around A. Elmarie looking for... doesn't connect. Oliver gets tagged on the crossing. Win not trading effectively for the time being. Shock sacrifices the hill to Win. Win now with the high ground. Can they keep the pressure up? Rambo's got A, Triple T, and Torpedo have got C. Eros have managed to cap off B. They don't have a grill on a hill. Batchat looking to counter back into A. Rambo spotted up Veta. Veta spotted up Rambo. Eros. Oliver. Oh, Oliver is... nice counter push coming here. NG and Shock. They have a nice positional advantage here. I think NG and Shock will push into Elmarie and Oliver. They've got the hit point advantage to do it, and now Elmarie and Oliver are both looking pretty low. Elmarie and Oliver not really connecting shots here. NG 113, very aggressive, low slung Chinese heavy. He's going to just push in. The first brawl is breaking down. He's looking for Oliver. He doesn't quite get it. Oliver doesn't quite make the getaway. Shock with the kill. Elmarie isolated. Eros with a gun advantage. It'll soon be 2-gun advantage. They're piling on the pressure. Rambo and TST are playing AB, but that's not where the fight is. Eros stacking all of their tanks into the brawl here, and they're going to carve out a 4-gun advantage unless Torpedo can take down Shock in his dying moments. Shock playing well. Torpedo looking for the kill shot, doesn't get it. It's a 3-gun advantage. The E3 RG has gone down. Now it's TST, Rambo, and Lazarai holding on. Eros with a very nice coordinated push in through over the ridgeline where Shock is, and then under the bridge where Last is. Really nice double push. Lazarai getting stuck into Veta. Veta is about to have his drum reloaded though. And he is about to say goodnight to Mr. Lazarai. Oh, NG steals the punchline. And it is TST Jaska, 3 shots in the chamber. Rambo from North. Rambo from North can take down Shock. But Karolek will be looking for him. Karolek doesn't quite get it. TST Jaska gets one into NG. Can he finish it? He can't quite. NG's having to drop down. Rambo's on the run. He's on a drum reload. He can see the one shot. Veta with the stop and the ram. Karolek to finish him off. NG hanging in. And Eros take it. Not as comfortably as they would like, I think. And that is 3-1 to Eros. And that is... you can see here the 113s used very well. NG and Last doing a great job. Oh, the little cheeky ghost. That's a cool username. We're on board with that. Whew, those were some GGs. Win, however... Win will be very... I don't want to say disappointed, but they won't be happy. They will not be happy chaps. There's going to be a little bit of a morale crisis in the Win corner this evening. Looking at the chart, R2K are the first team to go up to 4 points. Let's see if the results page has updated on the websites. Tour 4. Okay, 3 of the results are in. We're still waiting for one more. So let's go over. Eros beating Win 3-1. That takes them up to 4 points as well. Raid shutting down Souls 3-0. Radar for the time being not as... they're not in the emergency crisis situation that they were at the end of yesterday. They're now 2-2. They've regained their composure. However, Souls and Hapki, like I said before, arguably the weaker teams for them to play. The real test will be the next couple of games played out versus R2. Well, yeah, they've got R2K, Eros, and First Alliance, and win. Let's see, who have they got left? Raid have played Hapki. Raid have played. Oh, they played Eros. So they've got First Alliance, R2K, and win. So no. Well, win are like losing 3-2 to First Alliance, 3-1 to R2K, 0-3 to Easy, 3-1 to Eros. Like, win are a dangerous team. They're just not delivering the goods at the moment. But still early days. But they really need to have a whole series of wins back to back over the next couple of days to keep them in the running. So let's just refresh it. Let's see if that last result hasn't come in. It has. Okay. Well, R2K beating Easy is something that we anticipated. Eros beating Win. Eros looking very strong. Raid beating Souls. First Alliance beating Hapki 3-2. That will be, I mean, very encouraging for Hapki, but at the same time, First Alliance, they won't be happy with that. That is very close. Very close indeed. So let's just go. I don't know if the things have updated. Well, we can play a replay actually. Let's play a replay while we wait. While we wait. Let's play a replay. And Red Right Hand is there as well. They were good games. Yes, they were indeed. Good night, mate. Let's see. Where's there? I have a good replay. So. Okay, we've got a T54 replay. Let's jump in. Okay, we're just gonna watch this replay. It's TJF Blue from the Rain Clan RGN North American server. It's a tier 9, tier 8 game. We're just gonna watch this while we wait. Oh look, the shirt is so see-through. You can see the map through it. That's great. We're gonna wait for the spreadsheet in game to update, and then we can just kind of have a quick run through of the EU server standings, and then I'll show you if you're still hanging around, you can see the scores from the other servers presented nice and succinctly on my little Excel spreadsheet, because you know everything's better with a spreadsheet. But TJ trying to give us all an epileptic fit once more. Man drives like a, I don't know what. Nice roll there into the T54, pulling back. T54 looks to be stock, low HP, gun, and the turret profile. So he'll be feeling pretty confident about being able to outplay that one. But yeah, some really interesting matches tonight. Eros beating First Alliance. That's kind of took the wind out of the sails of First Alliance a little bit, and then First Alliance, of course, we didn't see the games, we saw the scores, narrowly beating Hapki 3-2. So First Alliance, you know, they had a really strong start. They're still 3-1. TJ gunning for that T54 again. T54 turning around to engage him. Not doing a great job, if we're being honest. Oof, oof, lots of bounces. That's a Lorraine. It's trying to clip him out. So First Alliance still doing pretty well. R2K and Eros teams on 4-0 at the moment. Their head-to-head match in the kind of the first round of the round robin, the first stage of the round robin, will be really telling about where those two teams are in relation to one another's abilities. It's quite tricky to gauge actually how teams will fare versus each other just by kind of going on how they play versus other opponents in the league. TJ picking up some nice bounces on this 40T. Knows the 40T is on a reload. Oh, max roll with the HE round. All of the damages. Even more damages. Round kill! Oh, TJ. 2 kills. Still 5 tanks on the board. His teammates in a bit of trouble. Maybe TJ is here to do all of the work for the team. Beds are us kid down. T34 making a move. TJ snapshot. 3.2k damage on the field. Looking for the kill shot. Bounces. Not quite. High roll though, 3-4-5. Should be able to get the T34. Gets the T34. And now it is a 1. Well, it was a 1 on 5. Now it's a 1 on 4. If he does this, we're in Kolobanov City for days, shall we say. Good damage numbers blocked as well. Oh my god, lots of angry tanks. Pulls the shot out of both of them. And now looking for the IS-3. Oh, takes a big hit, but gets it in return. Shutting down, but that was a lot of damage. And now he's getting chased by an IS-3, which is no slouch. Head on a swivel. He knows he has to brawl. He's looking for the track, gets it. Trying to get the, and look at this. Using the IS, oh, the IS-3 takes him down to 63. He doesn't go. Oh, ram damage. No, I don't believe it. Oh, he's going to use the terrain. Oh, bounces. Come on, TJ. The stubborn goat one, advising TJ on his ammunition choices. Ironically, the T54 doesn't have APCR with this gun. So, yeah, if you try and load that, you'll be in some troubles. And now he's looking for a T95, Rostar 13, you the man. Good luck. TJ must be feeling pretty good right now. Probably heart rate like 250 BPM. Going for the mastery. He's probably already got the mastery, even if he loses at this point. 5k damage, 6 kills. That'll be a whatchamacallit medal. The Racina, yeah, 7 kills. He's going for the 7 kills. Back to the EU scoreboard though. Raid 2-2. Lots of important matches to play. Spotted. Nice reset. Sorry, I don't want to steal TJ's thunder. Oh my god. I'm having an epileptic fit. Get behind it. Don't touch it. TJ. Well. Oh no, the T95 has done the one thing that it shouldn't have done. Oh. Does TJ have him on the reload? This is the what is the T95 doing? Why would you do that? 5,555 damage. Oh yes, please. That's a good number. Mastery, Racini, 5,628 damage, including ram damage. Loads of friend requests. TJ carrying his team to victory. Okay, let's jump now into the tournament chart. And let's just see, what does the chart say to us? Yes, the chart says this. We're starting to see a spread in the pack. Eros and R2K yet to play one another. Currently 4-0. sitting pretty, probably feeling pretty comfortable at the moment. First Alliance on 3. That's a real, I mean, for them, you know, it's a really good start to their campaign. Probably feeling a little bit bummed out about the narrow loss to Eros, losing 2-3, and then maybe a little bit concerned about the narrow victory over Hapki. Hapki being one of the 0-4 teams alongside Win. Worth bearing in mind though that Win, although they're 0-4, have had some very tough opponents. They're yet to play Hapki and Souls. So those 3 will really be sort of battle. I mean, the battles between these 3 ultra important for determining kind of who has a shot at the top 4. Raid Easy in first, chasing, well, Raid and Easy chasing the top 4 spot at the moment. It's looking good. The next EU fixtures are going to be on Thursday evening, same time, 8 p.m. Central European Summertime CEST. The link will be in the game on the channel. It's not published yet, but that will be ready very soon, probably tomorrow evening. So this is Rolling Swarm saying thank you so much for tuning in as always. I've had an absolute blast. If you want to kind of find out more or talk more about how the other servers are doing, let's just make the webcam go that way. There we go. If you want to like get involved in the conversations, please do follow the link to my Discord server in the video description. On my channel, if you're watching through the portal, you can always just tune in and grab that link from the description and come and join us there. We'll start going through dissecting the league a little bit more. I got some Excel spreadsheets and things that I don't really have time to show you this evening. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the games. Nice to see my clan Eros going 4-0. A little bit sad to see my mates from Win currently 0-4. Still 10 games to play. Nothing is written in stone. And it is all, you're only as good as your last battle, so still everything to play for. Anyways, this is Rolling Swarm signing off. See you. Bye for now, guys.
Water, so I'm going mainstream.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. confession. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Just wanna be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Counting like the four-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.